how can you show your children that you are proud of them? In today's video, Cece and I, we're going to share some of the things we do to make sure our girls know that we are proud of them.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Blissology podcast, I am your host, Cece, and I'm joined by my poofy hair hubby today. My man needs a haircut so bad. Listen, he's been patting it like,
Tomorrow. Hey everyone, this is Willem, and welcome back to another episode. If this is your first time with us, please remember to subscribe and hit on that notification bell so you can be notified whenever we put out these videos. This is a weekly podcast where we talk about
love. We talk about life. We talk about family. We talk about relationships, okay? And we talk about everything. Even politics. Why you laugh? We talk about everything, okay? Like my husband saying, nothing but a thing. You like?
I don't say that. I do not say nothing but a thing.
Yes, you do.
I heard that in a movie there, but I do not say ain't nothing but a thing. So yes, we do talk about a lot of stuff. And as you mentioned, yes, family, relationship, things that makes us better human beings.
Mm-hmm.
Now, no politics.
Sometimes.
So she likes to go into the blissful moment. So
we like to go into the bliss. I feel like, why you always throw this at me? Like it's a me thing.
But it's the thing you've always said. You always lead into it. So I'm going to lead into it. We like to go into our blissful moments for the week. So what's yours?
Well, do you have one?
No.
Okay, you don't have one. But guys, listen, we have two beautiful girls, okay? But let me tell y'all, bedtime is a process when it comes to bedtime. Babe, it's a process for these two little princesses to go to bed. From the time they get to the room.
There's always some last minute things. You know, it's like.
But it's cute. It's
I don't know.
Fun.
See, typically I have 10 minutes set aside for the bedtime.
We read a book, we pray, we hug each other, and then we say night. You know,
Sometimes
but
just a prayer is a process. Sometimes they just start singing and dancing.
What we sing,
and she joins in.
You
which
were
means,
too.
Well,
listen, he was like, you should have seen him yesterday. He was hopping and dancing.
I didn't want them to feel that I'm not proud of the fact that they can dance. So I joined in and given the good dancer that I am.
But you weren't dancing no praise dance. You were like doing those, you know. I'm like, this is not.
I don't know how to dance praise dance. I just know how to shake my arm.
Listen, our bedtime routine with the girls, we praise, we sing, and then we pray, right? And then after we pray, they say their bedtime prayers, and then we hug and kiss and say good night. But then, yes, guys, it's a process. Like my husband said, 10 minutes, but most of the times it's what, 30 minutes?
Well, 30 is exaggerating, but a good 20 minutes sometimes.
20, 25
Sometimes
minutes.
you put them in bed and then you go, and then you know what? One needed to go to the bathroom, and before you know it, she's out of bed, and we got to make sure she goes back into the bed. When we clearly told them before,
yes,
we get in there, everybody go to the bathroom. Or if you need water, drink some water.
Yes, that's another thing. My oldest one, like after you put her to bed, she's like, Mommy, can I get some water? I'm like, every single night you do this. Why? Every night.
Mommy hasn't learned. Get the water for her.
I'm teaching them to be responsible for their own stuff. Okay. And I want to make sure they have water in the room at night, just in case if they wake up in the middle of the night and they want to drink something. But it's just that it's a process every single night. It's a process. I mean, it is a blissful moment because it's cute. We join them. we, it's just cute. And then in the morning, it's another process to wake them up. So it's a process to go to bed at night. It's a process and then wake up in the morning.
Having kids involve a lot of processes. I'm used to processes. You go from one process to another and then to another. But you know what? That's part of being a parent.
Yes, it is. They gotta make sure they test our
Patience.
Yes, thank you. I'm like, what's the word? Come on. So yes, but guys, I feel like last week bedtime was just like
challenging
and very interesting. Very interesting. So, it's like one, it's like, okay, that's not the song that I want to sing. The other one got upset because she wanted to sing this song, Bless the Lord on my soul. The other one's like, no, I want to sing this little out of mine. And then before you know it, they're going back and forth. And daddy's like, you know what? We're not singing anything.
If we can't decide on something, then let's have nothing.
Yeah, so
Anyway.
it's interesting. At the same time, it's a challenge for them to really worship, pray, and then fall asleep. It doesn't happen that easily. It doesn't happen this quick. It just takes time. Okay, it's like process that takes too long. So that is our blissful moment.
I never want to call that bliss, but it is.
It's a moment because you joined the party. You joined them earlier, right? You were.
Yes, I did.
Were like.
I did. I shook my bum for a little bit.
Which is not a worship dance. Okay? We praise God. We don't shake no bum when we praise God. So.
Anyway, let's get into the topic of the day. As I mentioned earlier, is how can you show your children that you are proud of them?
Yes, I feel like the blissful moment was about the girls.
Well, one thing you can do is join in the dancing when they're dancing.
There you go.
And that's it. Whenever your children's dancing, you just jump in and you dance. Whether you know how to dance or not, you just go and you shake your bum.
That's it. You just, just praise. So, so let's talk about our girls. Let's talk about parenting. Let's talk about how do you show your kids how you appreciate them, right?
Yes.
How do you do that?
Well, as parents, we all want to raise our children to become successful adults.
Yes.
And however, it's important that we express that we're proud of them.
Yes.
Of them as individuals, the qualities, the efforts that they put into things, and obviously their attitude towards life as a whole.
Yes.
So being a parent is beautiful. As we mentioned earlier, we spend time, praying. Sometimes the prayer is unusual.
But we let them pray, okay?
But gotta understand, it's a beautiful process. Although it's a process, it's rewarding.
Yes.
And it's a good experience in life. I'll tell you, as a parent, I've learned to be patient. I thought I was always a patient person, but after having kids, I realized that I wasn't as patient.
No one is patient in this world if you have kids. That's my thing, right? There's no way. Like me, I'm very quick at
snapping.
Yes. I am. I'm not gonna lie. I think a lot of moms are. But my husband learned over the years that
I made a commitment. Not to snap.
Well, I snap for you. I'm a snap for you. But I'm sure it's just that I don't just do it just for the sake of snapping on the girls. It's just sometimes, they get under my skin.
And so that children needs to at least be able to see, okay, mommy's upset or dad is upset.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because of what I did. It's okay.
Yeah.
Because these are feelings and expressions that children need to be able to see, understand, and know why they're there.
Exactly.
But going back to, it's a great experience.
It is a great it is.
And as time passes and our children grow up, we become very proud of them. And having the ability to show them or make them feel that you're proud is important. figuring out how to tell your children can be challenging because there's a fine line. And some parents, doing too few of, expressing praise can have a negative impact on the child.
Mhm.
However, overdoing it can lead the child to be arrogant. So you got to find that middle ground where when you do it for the right reason. And when you don't do it, at least they understand why.
True.
Like, for instance, if a child, everywhere they turn, you make him feel like you put him on a pedestal, this child will control you.
Mm-hmm.
They'll think that they're the Superman of the world.
Well, some kids are like that. Some kids
at the
are like
same
that.
time, if a child does things and you're like, it's no big deal.
It's little Johnny.
Then you can expect that child will probably think my parents don't care about me, and who cares? I'll just stop doing or don't do anything or do anything. They're just not going to even notice me.
I think too, with the way things are right now with COVID, and a lot of kids are going through so much, right? Oh my God, like emotionally drained, and the kids are in needs of someone to talk to. You got to acknowledge your children. You got to let them know like, hey, listen, I know that it's not easy not being around your friends because of COVID, but at the same time, we can do things around, with each other.
Well, yes.
So, it's very, very important for you to do that. One thing I want to say is that my daughters, took that what's that test called again?
The FSA.
Okay, guys, she
don't ask me what it
took
stands
that
for,
last month. Okay, last month, August, for the first time. When she came home on Friday, she was like, "Mommy, I have a surprise for her." And I'm thinking, okay, she has something for me that, maybe from the treasure box in school or whatever it is. But I wasn't expecting her to did so well on this exam. I was like, oh my God, I picked her up. I was so proud of her. I was like, babe, you would not believe this. I even called my husband because he was at work. I was so happy. The look on her face, she was so proud. For the first time with COVID, not knowing what really was gonna, how she was gonna do, but she did so well. I'm so proud of my daughter. She did amazingly great.
Yeah, she came above average in all the categories. That's not random.
Mm-hmm.
All throughout COVID and throughout the beginning of the school year so far.
Yes.
We've made sure that we expose the kids to things that will help them enrich their minds. Like she takes, I work, but she takes regular trips to the library on a weekly basis to pick up books, return books.
I work too.
Well, I work out of the house in a way. I sell time. Let's look at it this way.
Okay.
But, regular trips to the library, make sure that we limit the time. In fact, we've limited the time the kids spend on electronics so much that if there's an iPad there and there's a book, they'll pick the book before they pick up the iPad.
And in the morning ride too, you guys don't use the phone and the iPad, right?
Yes. So, I ride in the car. We talked about, what's happening in school. So instead of listening to music, we have conversation about school and so forth. So it's been a process, a change in the way we do things. Yes, I've learned to build bookshelf. I have 4 of them that I've built that they're packing books. Some of those are their own books, but we've been picking up a lot of books from the library because when they've read a book once, they don't want to read it again. They want to read another one. So if we keep buying them, it's a waste of money. So getting them from the library and return them, get the sets. And many of these books comes in series. Mm-hmm. So you can get the set, they go to the set, and then you return it.
And the thing is, what I really like about my daughters is that they don't care much about the TV in their room. Although we have the TV there on the weekend, they can turn it on. I kind of feel bad. I'm like, okay, guys, listen.
Why would you want to feel bad for the TV?
No, listen. On the weekends, I go in the room and I see them just drawing on the board or reading a book or doing something. I want them to have a little fun, but I think they more want to learn about things, which is great. Don't get me wrong, but I just want them to take a break, enjoy watching either Moana or something on TV because they don't like turning on the TV in during the weekend.
I don't blame them.
And I'm like, okay, why is it so quiet in here? They're like, Mommy, we're doing school stuff. We writing on the boards because they have 2 boards in their room. We're writing on the boards, and the room is very like friendly. The wall has a lot of schooling stuff. Because remember, last year with COVID,
she turned the room into a classroom. So although the kids are back in school, we didn't take the classroom decor down. So there's math tables, there are season charts, there's a number of things on the wall. And obviously we had installed 2 boards, one whiteboard and one chalkboard
yes,
that they can use, which they made good use of them. They have their own little tables that they can sit and do things. So it's an environment that we built for them to encourage learning. And they picked up on it.
They do.
But one thing that I know, I don't care much for TV. You won't find me here sitting and watching TV.
But I like to watch something on the weekend.
You want to watch your stuff on the weekend. I don't care much about it. And
we do watch a movie on the weekend.
I watch one movie.
I'm just saying.
And if
watch something on the weekend.
If I had my way, I'll probably watch half of it, because sometimes I doze off in the middle of it. But lately I've been doing
doze off on Friday night.
I've been doing a lot better. I've watched a full movie. I've been watching full movies, but it's just one
on Saturdays.
However, it's the environment, and when she came with this test and felt so proud of the result, it helps us emphasize or strengthen the importance of using the books and doing them. Like, for instance, just earlier, she was in the office. I have my board, which Cece cleaned up because I gotta get new stuff on the board. So we use that to go over divisions, and we run to a number of them just so she can understand how to do divisions manually.
Right.
And we had to run to like 20 different sets of numbers. And by the end of it, she grabbed it. So
you on the phone driving home earlier, you on the phone with the little one.
Oh yeah,
and the little one, she's in pre-second grade.
She's in first grade and in advanced. You call it pre-second grade. It's not
she's in first grade, but at the second grade level. Like, everything that she does is at second grade level. Okay? That's it. But she's also another one too. This is why I'm so proud of her, because she knows how to read very well. She knows how to write, and she loves doing her math on the board. And when she took that test on Monday, she came home. She's like, Mommy, I got 100. And I was like, oh, baby, I'm so proud of you. She's like, yeah, Mommy, I got 100. I was like so proud of her, because she did practice over the weekend and they both got 100, as a matter of fact, because I know the other one had a test too on Monday.
Yeah.
So they both came home and they're like, they did so well and they got 100, and we proud of them. And one thing we do here, we like to celebrate them, like, let's go to Target and let's go to get something very light, not expensive, because they look forward to that, and I think that also helps them too, right? You do well in class, you get good grades, and you get a treat. Ice cream.
She's good at that stuff. She but it's and sometimes it's the little
encourage
things.
Them.
Like, for instance, you mentioned I was driving earlier, and the little one sent me a text
on her iPad.
I read the text and I saw 3 numbers. I'm like, okay, 954.
And you asked me, did I text you?
And she asked me. I said, I called Citizens. Did you text me? Because I couldn't make out what that was. So I found out that it was the little one who texted me. She went on the board and wrote some numbers, but it was actually a subtraction, but I didn't pay attention to the signs between the numbers.
So when she
says, Daddy, what was the numbers? I'm like, it's 954. She says, no, it's 9 minus 5 equals 4. So I'm like, I missed that. So I pulled the text back up, and yes, there were the minus sign and then the equal signs in there. And then we ended up having a conversation.
And then you ended up asking a lot of questions.
Tell me, give me some numbers and I can subtract or add them. So I put some number combinations and I gave her some of them. She took a little bit of time to actually get me an answer. Others, she was like, yes, it's this. So we do little things like this to encourage learning.
Mm-hmm.
And we start really early to help them understand
We
the importance
did.
of learning. Now,
Yes.
school is important, but I think having a habit of learning outside of the classroom is very important.
Yes.
Because
yes.
learning does not stop after you're done with school. And one
Mhm.
thing that helps us reinforce that habit is to show them that we are proud
Yes.
when they excel in
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
Like they feel obligated to come and show me what they do. Like we were at your parents yesterday, and the older one, she likes to draw.
She really does.
She has a notebook issue just like her mom. Her mom likes to write in notebooks. She likes to draw. You know, you're in the car, she's anywhere, you give her a piece of paper, she's drawing. In fact, her school, she got nominated in her school to participate in a contest they're doing throughout the whole school district,
For the superintendent.
designing some kind of holiday Christmas design thing in a card for the superintendent of the school district, and obviously there'll be some prizes. So, but that's all she does. She draws, and she make up stories, and she makes up characters, and she feel obligated. And when she brings these things to me, yes, I would sit and I read them, and we go through the story, and she feels proud telling me, and I feel proud reading it, and all these little things. It helps us reinforce the importance of doing things. And one thing I'm learning as a parent, kids will do more when they realize that you show them that you appreciate, you value what they do, and you're proud of what they're doing.
Yes.
She's been wasting a lot of papers. I've put a ban on going in the printer to grab papers, because at one point, that's why we started buying notebooks for them, because Cece used a lot of papers for her business because she prints a lot of stuff for her clients. And sometimes we run out of papers. So about 3 months ago, I put a ban: do not go in the printer and take papers.
And that didn't stop.
They're still taking papers?
They still do.
I thought, see, she's supposed to be the police and, police that.
I mean, I do try, but if they need a piece of paper, I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, I would wish she was drawing these things and she cuts them. Actually, she has a website that she made a number of different characters that we put on her website.
Yeah, the funny thing is, like, they were, working on this together, her and her sister, and one will create a character, and the other one will just like tell about the character, what the character is about. So it's just, listen, we're raising Black excellence here, because we want them to be able to think, act, and be responsible for the things that you're doing in life, because you have to start them young.
Yes,
you really have to, because you can't always have to. Not so much depend on your parents, but I mean, our daughters, they becoming very independent in terms of their morning, get them ready for school.
Well, yes.
And eat their lunch, their breakfast, while we get them ready. I mean, it's just like, that makes you feel proud, Yeah. Although the little one has this issue in the morning, she just drag herself. You see her brushing her teeth, and she's watching something, and then she'll go in the kitchen and see her dad and want to tell her daddy something, and then she'll just like run around the house while she has a toothbrush in her hands, but it's gonna get done. Okay,
listen,
it's just
this is where parenting is beautiful, but it could be challenging. Now, what we're talking about, those are not things that a lot of it happen overnight.
No,
it's behaviors we've helped form over the years.
Right.
Now the older one is obviously, she's 9. She understands things better.
Yeah,
and she's been at this a lot longer. The little one
has more experience.
The little one's still kind of in her own place. However, what I'm realizing that she follows the older one.
Yes.
So that'll make her process
always
a little bit easier to get to, but she still goes in her own zone sometimes.
Listen, guys, she's in the bathroom. How long does it take someone to brush your teeth, right?
30 minutes?
Like 30 minutes when it comes to her. And she's a diva. The little one is a diva. She's a pure definition of a diva. Okay? My oldest child, she's good. She's very much like her dad. She does her thing. But I'm a diva too. But I feel like my baby, she is the diva. Like she won't put on certain shoes. She won't put on certain hair clips. I mean, it's just a process. And the thing is, when it comes to wash her face, she'll go from here.
It's like she has makeup on. I'm like, what is this?
It's funny because Brie also does that too, right?
I know. They've probably seen you do it.
No, I've never watched they don't wet their face. I'm trying to say, they get the soap, they wet the soap, and then it goes from here and here and the forehead and their nose and down here. And then they just combine everything. I'm like, who does that? That's
your kids do.
You know? But it's cute though. It's cute that they have their own little process. And I'm trying not to rush them a lot in the morning. Like, hey, hurry up. But
which causes issues for me sometimes because I got to be out of the house at a certain time. And so far we've been managing. And I'm hoping we don't get to the point where I'm screaming, we got to go. But you know, those are all the little things that make the experience a beautiful experience because you get to see your child grow from one stage to another and to another, and as they get older, obviously we become even more proud of them because hey, listen, seeing your offspring become a young adult, it's a good thing. Now, I haven't gotten to that point yet. I'm only
sure
at 9 years. I'm sure they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
my mom always say that though. She always say, "Wow, look at my Tika." You know, she always say that. She always, like, whenever she sees me. Or if I'm over there at her house, she just sees me as a 4-year-old, her baby girl. She always say, look at my Tika, look at my Cici, or sometimes.
Look at her Tika.
Yes.
Yeah, but being proud of your children it's important, and encouraging them to do things. Will have a positive effect on them.
Yeah.
It'll also impact the self-esteem. So any opportunities you get to tell your child or show them, sometimes showing is better than telling. Show them that you are proud.
And they're watching you.
You know, I have this that I do. I hug my girls and kiss them a few times when they do something, and it's becoming something that's expected and something that I enjoy doing, and they enjoy having it. Now, I made a promise to myself that I will never let my girls become so detached to me as a dad. Yes, I know as they get older, there's some boundaries there's certain things that I can let mom do. But however, the
older, they don't let you get them in a room.
Listen, they'll need their privacies, you know.
They're like, Daddy,
they will need their privacy, and I understand that. However, that bond that we've been creating, my promise to me and them is to never let that bond be broken.
Right.
They always need to know that they have dad, and yes, showing that we're proud of them, showing affection is important, and you know, as girls, it's important for them to have high self-esteem. Yes, the little one is more attached to me than the other one. You know, I drop them off every morning and they get a big kiss. The little one is the one that I would drop her off and we'll hug and kiss, and she'll start walking away, and then she'll come back and give me another hug and another kiss.
Do you get emotional?
No, I don't get emotional. Listen,
I want to get emotional. I'll be like, come back.
I don't have that time. But then she'll wave at me before she goes in the building and so on. Because I would stand there and watch them go in once they go in, and then that's when I leave.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm unusual. Many parents make the car line and they just drop the child off and then they pull off.
Listen,
I leave my house early enough so I can get there, park, not in the middle of the parking lot, but park where I'm not interrupting anyone. And then walk them in.
And anyone is not interrupting you.
And no one's interrupting me.
Mm-hmm.
Walk them in. Do my morning routine. Get back in the car. And then carry on with the rest of my day.
Yeah.
I can't stand stressful morning. That's one of the reasons. I can't stand leaving late. So I wake up early enough so I can wake up everybody. So we can get the day going.
I don't know what you're talking about. Listen, my husband dropped the girls in the morning and then I get them, in the afternoon. So there was one morning that he had to get to work early, right? So So I was like getting ready to make the car line, and my daughter was like, "No, mommy, that's not how daddy does it." And I was like, "What do you mean? I have to keep driving and go park, get out of the car, and walk them past the car line," which I think is crazy. Listen, guys, I was like, really? This is what you guys do in the morning? They're like, yes. Why would I drive past the car line, which is past the gate, park the car, get out of the car, and go back?
Well,
and then get the girls in the gate.
This is my reasoning. When you drop them off in the car line, you don't get to hug them, and I don't get to kiss them. Because all someone does is open the back doors, they jump out, and then you can't even like park there to see them walk in. I don't do that. And it's a better experience for me.
I was like,
That's why she doesn't drop them off in the morning.
No, ma'am.
I do.
No,
See,
ma'am.
Yes, the car line, yes, it's great. And I know many parents just don't have the time. They just want the kids out of the car and get them on their way, and they're on their way. That's fine. That works for them. For me, I like to hold their hands and walk them to the gate.
No, I think it's cute. And I think it's an experience too that they look forward to that.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's cute. I think you
And then I'm not rushing them. Hey, get out. Because when you're in the car line, there's cars behind you, cars in front of you. It's a merge in and then pull out lane. So you get in. Once your kid's out, you got to get out of the lane.
Yeah, and I think one thing too, the way you do it, they get out peacefully and they walk out together, and then they walk in the gate together.
And sometimes they have their books out. Like this morning,
sometimes they have their friend too, right?
Yeah, their friends get walked in, but for the last few mornings we haven't been going because I go in earlier, so I don't know if the friends maybe have gotten there before me or maybe they got there afterwards.
Yeah,
but it's a stress-free morning. When they're in the car, sometimes they have the books out. If they're in the car line, I have to, before I make it, I'm like, make sure you put your books in and get your bags ready. No. When I get there, I open the door, they get their books in their bag, and the little one, make sure everything's in the place that she wants it. I pulled out the bag. She comes out, put it on her back. The older ones usually have her bag on already. And I make sure their masks are on, and I get the little hands, and I walk them in.
Yeah.
It takes less than 5 minutes. But you have to leave your house early enough to be able to do that. Because if you're in a hurry, you cannot do that.
No. There's no way you'll be able to park and then walk. No.
You know, when I drop the girls off, I usually stay in the parking lot for maybe like 5 or 10 minutes before I get out, because sometimes I may need to check my morning post, make sure that it goes out. And
your email.
Or my email, whatever it may be. And I'm sitting there seeing parents are like running and cars are trying to make it to the line. I'm like, all you have to do is get up earlier, get your kids ready earlier, and you don't have to be rushing. Yeah.
True. Well, you know, some parents, it takes discipline for you to be able to.
I know we all have our challenges, and I don't know what challenges
get there early.
They may be running into.
Yeah, it could be the kids.
Listen, but some people seems like they were in bed and they just got out of bed and they come drop the kids off.
Oh, wow.
So if you look like this, that tells me you just didn't wake up early enough. If it seems like you and your scrub, maybe you were just leaving work, then I'll understand. But if it seems like you're in your PJs, you just have to get up earlier to come drop your kids
Johnny,
off.
it's 7:35. Let's go. And little Johnny didn't get a chance to wash his face or brush his teeth, and he's like, "Let's go, Mom. Yeah. I'm ready."
But doing these little things for a child, like getting up early enough to make it a stress-free morning for them, all those plays into, showing them that they're important, and as a parent, you're willing to do what's necessary. Yeah, I go to sleep a lot later than they do. And I wake up at least an hour earlier than they do, because I wake up, work out, get breakfast ready. And then when the time comes for me to wake them up, I just wake them up, and then Cece takes over from there. But they know that I'm up, because I do share the time that I'm up, and I'm always up before they are. It doesn't matter which day, weekend or weekdays. So, showing them that as a parent, we're doing what's necessary to make sure that they have the best start on the day. That in itself will help them understand the amount of sacrifices you're putting in, and show them that they're important. Because one thing that's important for kids, you have to show them that they are important. If they feel like they're like an overthought or a last thought, like last minute thing for them, then the kid feels like, yeah, I'm not your priority. I'm kind of like one of the things you do, and you get to me when you get to me.
Yes.
Yeah. So I know, for many of us, sometimes it could be difficult showing or doing the things that show our children that we're proud of them. So, Cece, what are some of the things parents can do to really show their children that they're proud?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is just, you gotta make sure that you encourage your children, right? You gotta like keep pushing them to do more.
Okay.
And the little things that they do matters. Like my daughters, when they draw something, I do not get rid of it. Like in our office, I have tons of little drawing of me holding something of like they made since they were, little, like 3 and 5. So it could be like something so minor, but to me it means a lot because it came from them, and then the fact that they put the thought and the idea to draw mommy, and to give that to me, it really makes me feel good. And for that, I really look at the small thing that my girls do, and I appreciate them, and I show them, hey, listen, I love it. And I tell them I love it, and I really do mean it. Some parents will be like, oh, okay. No, I look at it, I love it, and they keep bringing more.
I'm against keeping the little piece of paper because all it does, it keeps piling up and I have to go through them. My advice is to scan them. Keep the digital copy of it. It'll be a lot easier to actually.
It's a whole lot of stuff to scan. I'm just saying.
I say nothing.
What is yours? What would you say?
I think any opportunities you get to applaud your kids for what they do, but don't so much focus on the result because they need to understand that you won't always get the result that you want. However, applaud them for the process, the efforts that they put into getting things done. Like, for instance, my daughter likes to show her work on any math work that she does.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I'm not caring so much that she gets the answer right. What I'm applauding is that is she putting the right thoughts in working the problem? Because if it's being done right, she will get the right results. So yes, if she gets the wrong number, like earlier we're doing some fractions and she happens to screwed up on one of the zeros, she brought it down at the wrong time and paired it up with the wrong number. She didn't get the right answer. We kind of went back to the process, and at the end, I celebrated the way she moved the numbers to get to that answer, but not so much that she got the answer right, but the effort that she put in. So applause the process. Help them understand that there are some value in doing the process. And if you do the process right, the outcome will come. So yes, applause. Any opportunities you get to applause them and make them feel that the process is important.
Yes.
Do that.
And one thing I gotta say too, a lot of times us parents, we on our phone, whether if we're watching a TV or we on social media scrolling, and then your kids come, hey mommy, look what I got, or look what I made. And you're like, oh, okay. You don't show, you don't express your feelings towards what they did, right? You don't show them like, oh wow, little Johnny, this is really, I don't know why
I've been called out on that a few times.
Yeah, this is for my husband. You don't really show. I mean, even though you know that it's something, it doesn't take a whole lot of time of yours. It doesn't really take a whole lot of time where for you to just, it's wow, babe, great job, I really like it. And then you show them that you put it somewhere in your office, or you don't just throw it somewhere on the desk. You take good care of it because it came from your daughter putting a thought into it, or your son. So a lot of parents out there, I mean, I've seen some where no, not just you, babe. Not just you. Where the kids will do something that's so nice and so thoughtful. They put so much
effort into it.
Right. And then the parents just don't care. They're like, okay, whatever.
Well, in the defense of some, because there's a couple of times that, the girls needed my attention for a moment to show me something.
Oh, I'll yell at him.
And I was so caught up in what I was doing, I didn't show it. And it's not that intentionally, or it's just that
Right.
sometimes kids don't care. They'll come to you when they feel like they want to come to you.
Who you telling?
And I know they call you anytime.
100 times.
They'll come to you when they want to come to you. They're just kids. They'll just come when they feel like coming. And sometimes we may be in the middle of something. Like me, I get tunnel vision. When I'm doing something, I get in it.
They barely
I'm
call
deep in.
you.
But if they come in my office and I wasn't already paying attention to them and they trying to show me something, there's been a few times where the attention that I should have given, I didn't. And I got called out on it. And I do my best. Well, I've been doing my best to make sure that the moment that they come, if it's like that 5 minutes, I'm going to put on the side what I'm doing just to pay attention to what they're doing. I'm going to do it. And typically it's not a whole lot when they need these things. But I know there's been cases where I'm in my zone.
Yeah.
And the kids don't understand that sometimes daddy's got a zone when he's in it. You
Mommy.
can't get him.
Well, I sometimes want to be in my zone, but it just never happened. But I love my girls, but they don't leave me alone.
Well, they're not supposed to, because you're going to miss them if they leave you alone.
And that's why I don't give them a hard time, because I want them to keep on, because, as they get older, they kind of like want to be more independent.
They are going to start looking for their independence. So
Yeah.
Soon
But-
that calling constantly and looking for you.
I don't think it's ever going to
Constantly
stop from Isabel, though. I'll be honest. I don't think it's going to stop. No. Oh, I am
Yeah.
so proud of my little ones.
Yeah.
I do show them that I'm proud of them. And I think we both do.
Yeah. And don't be
And-
afraid to tell your child that I am proud
Yes.
of you.
Mm.
Yeah. If you're proud of your children, you want to tell them, and make it.
You
make
should
it,
tell them.
Make sure it's genuine. Make sure it's sincere and you truly mean it.
Yes.
I
I always tell my baby, my oldest one, that, hey, I am so proud of you. You got this, babe. I always give her that words of confidence, especially when she was taking that exam or that test on Monday. And I was like, you got this, baby. Right before she left the house, we prayed, and then we talked about it. I was like, you know what? You're going to nail it. And I already know you're going to do 100. And she did. So it's just show that,
show it,
it's
say
important.
let them hear it and let them feel it.
Yeah.
But also if your child's good at something, it's okay to say you're very good at this.
Yeah.
Like the imagination that my daughter has when it comes to this drawing, I don't know where she got it from. Now, I'm a left-brained person. I see things technically. I see things, but not that artistic. Well, I'm a little bit of a photographer, so I can see some art.
Mm-hmm.
You can't draw for nothing.
I can draw hearts. I can draw
But
little people.
She is great at drawing.
Yes, she is.
And lately she's been doing little things with. Now they're not clays, because she's been making these little doll figures
with slime.
But whatever she's been
Slime.
making them, and she makes little bracelets. She takes them to school.
And her
And I think
friends
some of
are
her
like,
friends
yes.
like some-
I was like, oh, baby, they gotta pay.
Cece's giving her ideas for me to take pictures of those things and load them on their website, which I've been so busy. That's not something that I have the
was
time
like,
to
no,
get to
baby.
yet. But she's
Let them pay
very
first.
she's very creative.
Very.
In
She
that
get that from me.
sense, and every little bit of time we can squeeze to let her know that we know that she's creative and we appreciate it and we see it, and get her the supply she needs so she can continue to be creative. Although sometimes I think all of these things make messes and so forth that I have to clean up.
That's what happened when you own a business.
Yeah, but I understand that it's a passion that she has, and she comes up with some interesting little creatures, design and things. In fact, I'm gonna put a link to her website in the description. Check it out. You'll see some of the things she's done.
Yeah, it's like her and her sisters. They just when they like put their ideas, their thoughts together, they just go at it. And I can already see they're gonna be businesswomen. They're gonna be like, hey, we started when we were 5, and look where we are now. Okay, the breezy room. All
Oh
right.
yeah, that's the name of the website.
So
The
it's
breezy.
like,
It's breezyroom.com.
so it's like Breezy's Room is where you go find all of our cute little things here, bracelets, rings. You want to buy it? I told them the kids at the school you can't take cash from them, but tell them you have a website. Just go to the breezysroom.com and you can purchase your bracelets and ring. And it was so cute when she was like, "Mommy, I'm not gonna charge them the first time. I'm gonna give it to them for free. And the second time they want to have more, then we can tell them go on the website." Listen, the mindset, we're shifting these little kids into entrepreneurs right now. Look where they're at. They're building their own stuff. Before you know it, they're gonna own a shop or factory or something. And then I'm not gonna have to run a business anymore. I'll run their business to be the mom manager. And you'll be what?
I don't know. Well, right now they're making me the website manager, which I haven't seen a dime from them. Obviously, they don't have any products on the site. They just have their little design on the site. Yes, I'm their photographer. I have not seen a dime from that, and I'm their business advisor. Because after they render that idea with Sissy, they came to me and says, "How do we do this?" And I let them know, "Hey, listen, I can photograph them, put them on the site, get some description, get a payment system attached to it. So if the parent wants to buy it, why not?"
Yeah. And this is the thing, guys. When you have a kid who have great ideas and visions, help them bring these ideas and visions into life, right? You start them young.
Yeah.
You show them, "Hey, babe, hey, little Johnny." Well, I don't know why I'm using little Johnny.
You have girls.
I see that you have so many potentials. So we're going to help you get here and there. Here's what we're going to do. You have a plan, a business strategy. There's kids who started as early as 5 years old or 4 years old because their parents helped them. So we are Black entrepreneurs. So we want them to be able to have that mindset that they can own a kid business and help other kids do the same thing.
Yes, and it's good to let the kids kind of test the waters.
Yeah.
Like for instance, she has that blog on her website. I showed her once how to go and update it,
and
she's gone in there and updated.
It's funny. It's guys. It's so funny. Like one Saturday, I was in my room doing some laundry. And then I came in the office. Daddy was in the garage doing some cleaning. And I came in here. She was in Daddy's computer on her website. Dual monitor. One here, one there. And I'm like, "What's going on here?" And she was like, "I'm just working on," what was it called again?
It's she was publishing a blog.
Yeah. She said, "I'm just typing." And she was literally typing and putting her words together. And I was like, I am so proud of you.
Yeah, we know what she does.
So
she
proud.
types the text on Google Docs and check it for misspells and so forth, and then she copies it from there, load it in the blog. I haven't shown her how to get pictures on it because I don't want her loading pictures.
And I'm sure if you do, she'll load pictures. She'll
So,
go in there and start loading things.
But yes, and it's good to allow the kids to do these things because it opens their mind.
Yeah.
I tell you, there's a lot of things that I do right now, although I didn't get to them when I was little, but I had the opportunity to just my parents didn't let me go crazy and go loose and do whatever, but I was a sneaky kid. I've always gone and do things without them knowing, and that allowed me to try a lot of stuff, which opened my mind to be able to deal with unknown things and figure them out like pretty quickly. And I think when we develop these skills as a kid, it makes it a lot easier for us to deal with difficult things.
Yes. And I really appreciate the fact that she kind of like grabs her little sister with her in this, where she's showing her and helping her. Hey, listen, we can work on this together. Yes, her little sister is very one of those two that have great ideas, very creative, and have good imagination.
She's a singer.
She is a singer. We have a singer and a ballerina.
Sometimes she makes songs up. I have no idea how she gets them.
Trust and believe that mommy records her. And I do, when we're in the car driving, I do record her. She doesn't know, but I do, because you never know. Beyonce started singing when she was, 7? 5.
I have no
My
idea.
daughter is 6. So you never know. These are the things that she does.
Oh, yeah,
And this is the thing, we encourage them. They both into dancing, and they talk about having their own studio when they get older, when they're gonna teach other brown girls like them how to do jazz and ballet and other things, and then dance, hip hop. I mean, it's just the mindset already shift into that direction.
And as parents, we have to show them that we're proud. We have to let them know they're good at it, because those are the reinforcing words that will help these kids know that, hey, they have the support behind them. So, we have to keep, any parents has to use words that encourage their kids, give them optimistic visions, entice their curiosity, help them focus on the future, and then help them see that there's no limit to what they can do.
Right.
Don't wait until they're a teenager to start doing that. Start as early. You wouldn't believe what some of these young kids, how quickly they learn stuff.
Especially on YouTube.
So,
YouTube is the place. All right.
So start early and encourage them to think about what they want to become when they grow up. Allow them to explore.
Yes, even though that might change over the times, but still.
Yeah. And help them build that confidence. Anything that you could do to help them build confidence.
Yeah, confidence is so important, because I know
right now they're so young that they don't care much about what people say.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give them the opportunity to let what people say determine what they do. So build them early enough.
Yes, I agree.
For them to just do what's in their heart and not so much what people expect of them.
Yes. When you have two different, my daughters, one of them is more like a little bit more sensitive, and the other one is more like, what? You say something to me, I'm going to fight you kind of attitude. So therefore, I feel like she's going to be like the bigger person when someone, do you always want to have that in every household, one child is more like defensive, right? So therefore, you want to make sure that you keep your child in a way where they have their high standard, where they don't feel like afraid of anyone. If they want to do something, they just go after it.
Yeah. So let your child know that you're proud of them.
Yeah.
Let them know what they're good at.
Yes.
Be there as a parent to support them.
Yes.
To help them in any way you can. And it doesn't matter how young they are.
Yes.
Kids, they learn a lot of stuff
from you.
And believe me, sometimes, in the world that we came in, sometimes we think that we have to be at a certain age to learn stuff. No. As early as you can, start teaching them. Challenge them. Let them explore stuff. And be there for them. So, those are all the things that makes parenting a beautiful thing and also challenging at the same time. So thank you, everybody, for listening to our podcast today about how to let your child know that you're proud of them. Hopefully we've shared some of the things we do and obviously some of the challenges we run into with our children.
Yeah.
So please remember to share this video with everyone you know. If this is your first time seeing our podcast, we appreciate you. Please remember to subscribe and like the video. For those of you who's been with us for a while, we are very grateful to have you. So keep supporting the channel. Keep sharing it with everyone, friends, family members. A lot of you have been leaving some comments lately and reaching out to us directly. We appreciate that. Just a reminder, don't forget we are on the audio channels, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, and TuneIn Radio. I know many of you guys have been tuning in on those channels, so we appreciate it. And until next time, we'll see you.
Bye.
Peace.